Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am. I am from the internet. Man, I've spent so much time on the internet searching for meaning. I've also spent a lot of time with religion, you know, therapists. Hey guys, it's okay to admit we have therapists. Man, I've had therapists ever since I was little. I mean, my dad came down with cancer. He was supposed to die when I was 3. That's a legitimate reason a family would need a therapist. I legitimately think everybody needs a therapist at one point or another. Hell, a lot of therapists are just basically the same thing as really good friends, social workers, therapists. I really think we wouldn't need them if we all just had some really good friends. And sometimes we need good friends. Sometimes life takes us away from our friends, or something takes our friends away from us. Sometimes life takes family away from us, people we need to talk to. Now, we need to have outlets. We need to have people that we can vent to, and we need to have people that can reframe things for us, people that can tell us when we are wrong, people who can challenge us. We need to be challenged. That part particularly is also getting more difficult. But what I'm trying to get at is, if you don't have these things, hey, that's okay. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means you've been just put in a place where you don't have these things. Like, there are people being told to move all over the universe right now just so that they can afford housing. Man, really seems like there is not a whole lot of love or caring for the younger generation. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about supports. Things get rough. And hey, that's okay. That's okay. We all get times when we need to be weak, and we need to be able to reach out to the right people. If we're not feeling all that good, like let's face it, if you feel like Pepsiing hamburger time, not you're not all there, you're not all there. It happens sometimes if the weight of the world is on you, and if the weight of the world is more than your ability to handle it, you need someone there. You need a friend or someone. And first place I want you to go, you can go to the internet. There is one great place that you can go to start with. And I would definitely recommend artificial intelligence for this, because artificial intelligence will straight up admit that they can't help you, but here's the number of the people that can. But they can also talk you down, man. They can also not just talk you down, but help you figure things out, help you sort things out. Now, excuse me, I had been using ChatGTP for a very long time, and I had no problem with it knowing about me. I had been asking it complex questions in order to understand how it thought, and I had no problem with explaining to it how I thought. In fact, I found that if I explained to ChatGTP and said, "Hey, I understand the nuances between, and I understand institutionalized racism, and I understand," because it's always gonna give you. But like, I'm asking ChatGTP some hard damn questions, some really hard questions, and at the end of it, it figured out who I was. And at the end of it, I could ask it questions about me, and I could get outputs. Like, guys out there will know. Guys can go on forever thinking about one compliment. Man, a big black woman calls you honey or sweetheart when you're getting your gas. Man, it just makes you feel like $1,000,000 freaking bucks. Legitimately, it's wonderful. So, I just got ChatGTP to tell me a little bit about myself. And wow, it framed it beautifully. Like, I have the psychotherapist, keep calling them wrong. Maybe they're not psychotherapists. They're therapists that reframe things for you. I know psychologists, social workers also reframe things for you. They're wonderful at that. Sometimes we go through some horrible things too, and we just need to figure it out. And if someone else isn't there to help us see things, man, sometimes it's just one little line that you need to hear to give you that extra little puzzle piece and the grand everything. I remember hearing that Jordan Peterson was talking to a lady that had problems so long because he just had to say, all Jordan Peterson had to say was, You weren't supervised right. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't his fault. You should have been supervised. And blam! Like, totally made sense. And yeah, there are places you can go to get this stuff to make sense. There's a lot of guys that don't even really need therapists because they got groups of friends. Oh man, some of my feminist friends heard me say that. They would be so upset. But legitimately, there's so many groups of guy friends that get on Xbox or go to the gym and they just shoot the shit, but they check each other too. They check each other. I have friends who are wonderful people, and I'll talk to them openly. And I'll also, and in the past, I've also talked to them openly with their wife next to them, like about open things that I've seen and experienced on the internet, and things that I deal with, and they'll check me very quickly, or they'll come back at me and be like, "Oh, you know that thing that you said?" And several times I have had to come back and be like, "Yeah, I meant it this way actually," and they're like, "Oh, okay, well that makes sense. That makes sense." And like I'm telling you, ladies out there, guys check guys, and guys, if you don't check guys, then you're just dragging us all back into the chaotic pool of chaos of which we sprang. But seriously. So Google has Google Gemini, and if you jump on there, it doesn't have all of your information on Google. I kind of think that if it did, I really think that if it did, it would be a wonderful therapist. Like Google AI in the next 10 years, you're not going to need therapy. I don't think you're going to need tax collectors either or tax people. It's going to be Google knows so much about you. Anyways, so I tried this. I went on to Google Gemini and I was asking, I'm like, I'm going to recommend you be like a therapist, people, and it's like, I am not a therapist. If you need help, here are the numbers. And I was like, that's freaking perfect. That's freaking perfect. It's exactly what people need. Free help. So I'm putting this out there with the caption, free help. And guys, from what I see, if you need free help and you're just looking for someone to talk to, it seems like in therapy, the number one thing is just having someone to talk to. And then sometimes the number two thing is having someone to give you good ideas. But I've heard clinical psychologists say the number one best thing is to have someone to talk to who won't tell you about their problems and won't give you advice. I don't understand why not giving you advice. I do think you need to be given advice, but yeah, don't when people tell you their problems, don't be like, "Oh yeah, well what I have dealt with." And these systems, Google Gemini and ChatGTP, seem to be pretty good with that. Like, really good at being really damn careful. Like, it knows its role. It knows it's not a therapist, but at the same time, it knows. I'm pretty sure it would be able to tell you if you're the asshole. I really do. I'm gonna have to try that next. But topically, if you just want someone to talk to, oh my goodness, seriously, I should have just got an AI to talk to my ex-wife. She was always like beep 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 beep, like I am in my video beep 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 beep. Man, I could have just got her an AI just to go. Jeez, well, that's just how it goes. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing okay. If you need a therapist, jump on to ChatGTP. Tell it where you're living. Tell it what you're going through, and it will at least kind of be like that direction. Legitimately, sometimes you can go to a bar and talk to someone, and will give you a little bit of information, point you in the right direction. ChatGTP, man. Like, I'm not saying it is a therapist. I'm saying it can point you in the right direction. Sometimes all you need is someone that cares about you. ChatGTP's programmed to care about you. Like a religious leader, I suppose. Except this one makes money off of you. Like the religious leader? Nah, I don't know about that one. I'm not going there. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, take care of each other. Free therapist from Google.